Hey, this is Stephan from Pandai Music, and we're just going to go through a quick little gear tour of my pedal board. Starting with this guy, it's a pitch black tuner from Korg. Just simple, straight ahead, just adorable, bright LED screen tuner. Just works as it should, not much to say about it. But moving right along to my latest acquisition, this guy, the SL Drive, one of my two effects on this board from Exotic Effects, and it's meant to replicate the sound of a Marshall Plexi, which I became a big fan of growing up on 80s hair metal. You know, people like Vivian Campbell and Vito Bratta, and researching how they got their tone, and a lot of them, it came from the Marshall Plexi. So I looked into this one because it's skinny, doesn't take much room on the board, and it's punchy, and it replicates that sound really well. Moving right along to this guy. He's so versatile, this Pitchfork by Electro Harmonics. I use it for organ sounds, but still having the blend knob up around 11 o'clock to keep a little bit more of that dry signal, that clarity. But you can use this pedal for so much more. Turn the blend knob up all the way and mess with your shift knob. It essentially, you can detune your guitar or approximate the sound of a detuned guitar. You can turn your guitar into a 12 string, an 18 string, using that up or down octave or both. And yes, I don't really even scratch the surface of what this pedal is capable of, but it works for what I need it for. We use it for a song called the organ sound in particular is used for a song called Visions in Infrared. So there we go, Pitchfork. And moving over here, we have the SP compressor, my second pedal from Exotic Effects. I squish it a pretty good amount. It's pretty compressed, so I use it whenever I need harmonics and just an overall percussive kind of feel in what I'm playing, to really jump out those nuances and those little accents and just little things like that. I need to jump out and have more character, give more character to. That's what I'll step on this compressor. This guy over here, the line selector. Get my shoe out of the shot. There we go. The line selector LS2 from Boss. So we've got a send and return A and B. I just use the A. So what's going on is send out into this little guy, the mower slow engine, which is essentially an automatic volume swell generator, and then that into this supernatural reverb by Digitech, which adds more like pitch shifting qualities to the reverb. It can get really cavernous, but it's also got the atmospherics of a pitch shifter, and it has its own character, which I really like, that combines well with the mower. And then that goes back into this return of the line selector. And we have a song called Hazel, in which the intro is backwards. So I use both of those at the same time and controlled with this line selector. I use that to replicate that intro, and it seems to work pretty well. Get my shoe out of the shot again. And so that pretty much is that. So we're gonna move this output from the line selector goes into probably my favorite pedal of the board, which is this guy, the VCR by JHS, VCR Volume Chorus Reverb. Chorus and reverb, if you've heard me play, you've seen me play, you know how much I love my choruses and my reverbs. This guy has it at the same time. My chorus is nice and shimmery. My reverb is not too cavernous, but still has a nice trail off to it. It's nice and atmospheric, but not in the same vein as this guy, but those two work very well together. And the volume, it just adds a little bit of a boost. And I don't have it turned up very much, but it just makes my amp and my pickups work a little bit harder. And if I were to turn it up more than that, I would start to get some hiss, which I really don't like. So that's a good, really happy medium right there. And finally, all of this is being powered by this guy over here, this Pedal Power 2 by Voodoo Labs. Another thing I just recently got into over the past year or so, just these power sources where you have individual outputs, and it just looks cleaner, it sounds cleaner. It's a much better situation, keeps everything tidier, both sound-wise and look-wise. So, there you have it. Stephan, Pandine Music, my pedal board. See you guys later. I'll be back soon with guitar and amplifier as we continue on with my gear tour.